Alten, the author of, now the title is a little different. Meg, the Terror of the Deep. Is that what it was?
Meg, a novel of deep terror. That's what
Thank you.
first came out.
When you were researching, when you were thinking about writing why Meg? Why not a different?
Go big or go home. The research that I was doing was on Megalodon because that's where the idea had blossomed with the Mariana Trench. I read an article about it and remember what I, used to read back in school from Jaws to Shark Attacks. And there was always a little blurb about Carcharodon Megalodon. Sort of married those two ideas.
When you first thought of the novel to when it was finally published originally?
Got the Time magazine in August of '95. I wrote a manuscript in 6 months.
Wow.
I was going to get a literary agent who really believed in it. And we had we actually had a movie deal in May, June 1996, before the book was sold. That just
wow.
A lot more energy about the book. So 1996, we had the first movie deal. In 2018, we had the first movie.
That just shows how slow it moves. Let's talk a little bit about it. Did it live up to your expectations back in the 1990s when you first got the movie deal? Is the end result in 2018 what it would be?
Yeah, that way we're lucky because in 1996, 7, the special effects were nowhere near what they are today.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to wait, but it was worth it. I think.
Absolutely.
Although if you ask the 2005 Steve Alten, he may disagree with you.
You've got so many things going on besides now the second movie is coming out, which you're not really involved in that second film, are you?
What did you call that movie? What? You broke up for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. The second movie that's coming out, The Trench.
Right.
Were you involved at all with that development of that? No. Okay.
But the big producer and I are close friends, and she's a Meg Heads, so she does it right.
So, Meg Heads, did you come up with that, or did
they named themselves? To be honest, nothing to do with it. Started calling themselves Meg Heads, and it stuck.
Have they given you feedback on the novels that you've written? Oh, I like this one, or I like that he did this, or I didn't like this, or
sure.
Any of those type of things.
They're very honest, and I appreciate that.
Let's talk a minute about Meg the Legacy, because this is huge. Yeah, so it's 7 books, and is it 6 comic books or 1 of 6? It's graphic novels. I'm sorry.
7 novels in 7 volumes, bound in leather, with a lot of extras. Really something that's going to hold up for years. But there's so much more to it. There's 1 of the 6 comics that make up the graphic novel. There's 4 Angel of Death novellas, which are short stories that I put in chronological order as they sit with the others. So my goal was that I was going to create something that was basically a 40-year character time span that would make like the perfect super novel, or in years to come, an episodic TV show.
Oh, that would be really interesting. I think people would be interested in that based on the interest they've had for the movies and for the novels. So it sounds like it's a really great set. I know it can only be ordered on your website.
No, actually, meglegacy.com.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
meglegacy.com.
But it really is, satisfaction guaranteed. And if you're an investor, you want your value to go up, appreciate it. I can pretty much guarantee that by the time you receive the 7th novel, it will double in value.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm only
sure.
5,000 of them for the whole world.
Right. I know. So that's exciting as well. So if you get one of them, you really have a collector's item. Absolutely.
You're going to pass down from family member to family member.
The money that some of the profits from Meg Legacy is going towards something special that you are working with right now. Uh, GC 6,000? 6,000.
Yeah, we're actually bumped it up to the next highest one, GC 20,000. It's
Oh,
what it is. If I don't know if you've been to the site gonecancer.com, but it explains where this came from. That a biochemist created it to not cure cancer, but to repair the damage done to the p53 gene, which
mm.
is the cell's defense system, which is programmed to kill cancer. And when we come in
Oh,
contact with carcinogens, or as we get older, our diets aren't what they should be, the p53 gene weakens, and when cancer forms, it can actually be taken over and create something even worse.
mm.
This is, 50% of cancers are diagnosed with the p53 gene having, morphed into something else. What the doctor who passed away 2 years ago created was something that recharged the p53 gene, and that did not only did it reverse the cancer, but it started affecting the repairs to the DNA. No hair loss, no
Wow.
side effects. It's all natural, which is the only
Oh,
way anything is going to work, because natural is our body knows how to process natural. It's food, it's just food. But pharmaceuticals, they don't want natural because they can't patent natural.
so how has it been working for you? I know you've been taking it. You had a medical diagnosis that was cancer, and so is it? Do you find that you feel better? Do you find that it's helping medically when you go for checkups? Does it seem to be helping?
I'm going to go for another CAT scan in September, so I'll be able to answer your
Okay.
question better then.
All right. Well, we will follow up. I will keep my fingers crossed for you. You also have something called Sea Monster Cove. And that's an online, it was really interesting when I went to the website. Tell me a little bit more about it.
It's an interactive website where members can go to observe and interact with the most dangerous sea creatures ever birthed on this planet. It's also
Did-
2 video games. It's
oh,
a private library of all my books they have access to.
nice.
You can do cage dives where the creatures not only know that you're in there, but they don't like it. So they attack your cage.
you're there's you're in their space. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
But
like almost a Meg movie.
there are 2 big sharks in there, so that's like a
How did that start? Did somebody come to you with that idea? Did you think?
no. And that idea came to me in 2018, in
Mm,
December 2018. And at first I thought it was going to be a episodic TV show. But then the more I
okay.
worked on it, the more I realized I want something better than this. I want a TV show and an animated show, and I want the video games, and I want interaction with the species. And I also want I want to see these things for myself. So
Yeah.
that's where it all came from. Ran into some COVID problems, unfortunately, but
Mm.
we're going pretty good right now. So if you're interested, go to seamonstercode.com. $6 for membership.
$6. When you get all that,
I'm sorry, $6.99.
oh, sorry. So
Be
$7, but
accurate.
you get all those.
All those. All you have to do is read one of my books a month, and you're ahead of the game.
There are other series that you do. So I want to touch on them briefly. Mayan history based on the world ending with their calendar, and then also the Loch Ness monster. What interested you in those 2 areas that made you decide to write? These are trilogies, if I'm correct.
Yes. The Mayan calendar, Doomsday Prophecy. The first book in the U.S. was called Domain. The second book, Resurrection, and the third, Mayan Fear, Phobos Mayan Fear. But where it really did well, in right before 2012, which is when everything was supposed to happen,
Mm.
the Spanish publisher took it out and changed the title to the Mayan
Oh.
Testament, where it became the #1 bestseller in Spain, Mexico, and Argentina, and bestsellers in Germany and France and the United Kingdom.
I'm always fascinated by that whole thing there, the doomsday and the calendar and what they saw all those many, many years ago. Um, Loch Ness Monster. It seems more of a almost like a goofy kind of thing, the way he's been portrayed. So when you approach those books, did you have a different idea in mind? Did you want to kind of dispel that goofiness in a
Yeah.
sense?
Because I passed on it when my manager asked me to do it.
Oh,
I had the same reaction. But then I contacted a friend of mine who's a cryptozoologist who's been to Loch Ness many times. And he
oh,
told me what it really was. And when he told me that, I realized there's the myth and there's the science. It's my job to create a character that handles both. That is a scientist, so he refutes the myth that says it's a plesiosaur, which is ridiculous. But it actually is a fish and a predatory fish and a big one.
wow.
And so by taking that angle, I'm able to satisfy both science and entertainment.
That's terrific. I like that idea as well. Science behind things makes it so much, it kind of lends a little bit of truth to it because it is scientific. Um, through all your novels, for everything that you've written and everything that you've done, what's the most surprising thing that you learned, whether it was about yourself when writing the novels or researching, doing that scientific work? What was most surprising for you for any of the series?
I do a lot of research, like you say. I call it faction, not fiction. Facts surrounded by
I
fiction.
love that.
Because as you blow the lines, it becomes even more entertaining. But I wrote about so many different things, and then I find that they're starting to come true. Like, I got in an argument with some ridiculous guy when my first book came out that he decided there were no hydrothermal vents in the Mariana Trench. Like he was down there looking at them, 7 miles
Yeah.
down. Well, 8 years later, scientists found lots of them, hydrothermal vents in the Mariana Trench. They also found sharks that glowed in the dark and albinos, which I also wrote about. And they found geothermal sites that created like a insulated layer above the hot water, just like I described in the book. And now the most amazing thing, and I never thought this would come true, they're now discovering aquifers or hidden ancient seas beneath the ocean plates.
Hmm.
So huge, vast, unexplored ocean dating back millions of years, which is what I wrote about in Hell's Aquarium, and Night Stalkers, and Generations, and the last book, Meg Purgatory, which will be out in 2024.
In those vast oceans that we are now just learning about, have they discovered any life forms?
Yeah,
I figured they might have seen something all the way down there.
never know. If you see me on the news, then you know they did.
Yeah, absolutely. You, which some people may not know, are not just a novelist, you are a very educated man, bachelor's from Penn State, your master's degree, and you are a doctor.
Yeah, now let's tell the real truth behind that.
Uh-oh.
Pennsylvania State University, loved Penn State. I was a physical education major.
Hmm.
I wanted to coach basketball. I went on for my master's and got a master's degree in sports medicine, but it's more like an athletic trainer. So
Okay.
it's not really medical. And as far as a doctorate, yes, I have an EDD, an education doctorate, but I never use it as far as a title. Because I don't consider myself a doctor.
With all the stuff that you've got going on, what are you thinking about next?
Well, I know it's next. Loch 3, I'm finishing right now. I've been working on it for a long time. I
Mm.
actually had to take a break because I was a little burnt out, but came back strong. That should hopefully be done in 3 or 4 months. And then it's on to Meg Purgatory. And then when that's done, hopefully everything's going okay and we'll continue. But like you said, the big one right now is just get Meg Legacy going. It's
Yeah.
going. First volume is almost done, and I'll send it out to printers probably September 1st. So if you
And
want
now,
to order now, it's a good time.
yeah.
And if you order now, you'll get your book signed,
Huh?
making it even more valuable.
Absolutely. I just lost my train of thought. I was just going to say something else about that. Oh, for the legacy set, you added some
Yeah,
additional.
there's a lot of extras. 200 pages of original material.
Wow.
It's my bio, things that happened to me during the course of a 26-year career, some of which are just bizarre.
Were you an avid scuba diver?
No.
Not at all.
No, I could see the author dies in cage diving accident, at the docks, drowns in the cage. I could attempt fate.
Yeah, I can understand that. I kind of agree with you on that. You have a birthday coming up too. Any special plans for your birthday?
Well, first let's get to it. That's not discounted just now.
Knock on wood. But yeah, you got 3 weeks. Yeah. I think it'll be a big blowout party for you. And
I know
anything, you know that it won't.
the John Lennon song when I'm 64, and then we'll call it.
What else would you like to discuss about legacy or anything I didn't touch upon? The Loch Ness series, the Mayan series, the website. What else?
Well, of course, the movie's coming out this week, so we might as well mention that.
Yeah, yes.
Into the Trench, and it looks good, but I'm excited to see it on Thursday.
Oh, okay. So you have not seen it yet.
Oh no.
Yeah, for critics, they didn't have an advanced screener, so I haven't seen it yet either. So we'll just have to see it together and see what we think of it.
I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it's going to be exciting if it's anything like the first one. It was humorous and fun and very heart pounding. So, and all those years ago, could you have imagined where you are now with so many novels written and movies and all of that when you first started writing? Could you have imagined this?
I did imagine it. Every time I went to the theater, I told my wife, one day we're going to be sitting here watching my movie. She just ignore me. If you don't see it inside your own thoughts, then you can't create and make it come true. Now, I didn't think that I'd have Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I think I'd have some other things that are going on medically. But, you have to take the bad with the good. So I'm from Philly, we're fighters. So I'll be right.
Well, I'm so excited for the movie to come out just because I liked the first one so much. And all these other things that you have going on, it's so exciting, even with your medical issues and concerns that are going on. I'm extremely excited for you. I can't wait to see all the things coming in the next year. And, next time we'll talk about other things. You'll be cured and Parkinson's will not be doing any damage and everything will be great. So thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. And really have a wonderful birthday. Have a great movie on Thursday night. And thanks again.
Thank you. Very kind. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thanks. We are fellow Floridians who are transplanted.
Hit like, smash subscribe, and get notified for when our reviews, interviews, and news go live.